As you can tell, we're not ice fishing anymore. The ice just came off yesterday, so now we're gonna be doing some open water fishing. But here's a few clips from this season.
All right, here we are, first trip of the season. Hoping that everything, well, first trip of the season, first trip in 3 years because we live in central Illinois. So what I know from experience that I just need to have this bait probably 2 foot below the ice. We've got about 8 inches of ice right now. So if I get the bait 2 foot below the ice, you'll take this tip up, and if you remember when you set it in the hole, that the ice is here. It's not down here, okay? So when you set it in the hole, ice is about where that my spool is, so I'm gonna go right about there. You get it where you want it, and then you put it through this loop right here, okay? Through that loop, and then depending on what size bait you're using, you either put it over here where there's no notch, or you put it here where there's a notch. We're using medium-sized bait today, so I'm gonna put it in the big notch anyways, okay? Then we're gonna put our bait on there. We're gonna drop it down in the hole. When that fish grabs it, you'll see that flag pop up. Once that flag pops up, when you're walking up to the tip up, you're watching this right here. Ideally, when you come up to it, that's what you see. That means that fish has got the bait and it's running with it. If it's stopped, you have to very gingerly, and you'll see as we do it, hopefully you'll see as we do it, I pull this tip up out because they're super sensitive. And if they've got it in their mouth and you pull this up and they feel something pull on it, they might let go. So I'll take and give it a little bit more line, just like this, as I pull it up out of the hole, and then I'll get my line and I'll get this out of the way, and then I'll start real slow, starting to feel for them. And if I feel that fish on there, I don't jerk it or snap it. I go till it tightens up, and then I pull back like that. Once it's set, your fingers are your drag. So if it's a musky, he's gonna be running with it, and if he runs, these hooks that we're using, you can't hold them tight. He'll straighten that hook out or break it off. So what we'll do, let him run with it, let it go through your fingers, and as you're working line back, I always take the line and I stack it like this. Work it back, stack it on top of itself, so if he runs again, that line can come back out and it's not all tangled up. Not so bad today with snow on the ground, but when you get a day where there's water on top of the ice and it's below freezing, that line will freeze onto that ice real quick, and then you got a mess. That fish runs and your line's froze, and you're going to break your line or more likely straighten a hook. So I'm going to go ahead and get this real quick. We'll show you putting a bait on here, and then the waiting game. But unfortunately, this is a sport you have to cover territory. You got to cover a lot of territory. So we started out with 20 holes. I did my part, so you know what that means. All right, so that's about where I want it. Okay, now I'm gonna put a bait on here. I always take and I just lay this right on the side here somewhere. This is kind of a medium-sized bait for what I like to use. But I take them and I hook them right behind this fin. And don't go to the backbone. You got to be between the backbone and the top of its back. And the key for this is where you hook it, there has to be more weight in the front, so that if that minnow is sitting here like this, it's hard to see, but if that minnow is down here like this and it stops moving, its head's gonna fall down like that, and when its head falls down, they don't like that, so he's gonna keep struggling to keep his head up, and he'll struggle the whole time, which is exactly what we want. We want him flashing and everything. So I always put him in there, and I leave him swim around, and that's what I want him doing. That minnow will probably be doing this the whole time, okay? And if I pull up, and I pull him up and he's not doing that, I'll try it maybe a little bit longer, check it again. If he's not moving like that, I'm gonna put another minnow on there. But I will put him back in the bucket, because I've had times out here out of bait and you would have killed for even a dead one. So, okay, so now I take this, I'm gonna push it down in here. This is already gonna freeze a little bit. I'm gonna push that down in there like that. And one thing I always like to check is I go ahead and put that flag back up like this, and I'll see how that flag, if I was over here, it'd be a little harder to see. So I'm gonna turn it like this so I can see it good like that. Put it down, make sure it sits in there flat. Okay, now that one's good to go. The one other thing I do, because we have 20 holes out here and we want to hit every one of them, we're going to give each one about 15-20 minutes. I will take, after I use one, I'm going to take my foot, I'm going to make an X next to the hole. So an hour from now, when we're walking around, you got a bait and you're looking for a fresh one, you see an X bite, you know it's already been fished.
All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and reset this hole here. We got our shiner right here, nice and lively. So we're gonna go and set this, put her back down in. So we got that set here. They're messing around with some tip-ups down there, and we're ready to go.
That's the big one that went up before?
No.
Just lift the tip up real slow. Just lift it up real slow. Set the tip up this way. Start feeling the feel. Pinch up. Feel him do it. If you feel anything on there, give it to him.
You let go of it.
No, just keep going. You never know. Got him. Yep, okay, remember, drag with your fingers, fingers. I'm behind you. It's a muskie,
Yep.
So I'm gonna get him out. You get him close, and I'll reach down and I'll see if I can get it.
Little guy. Hey, that's how we start the day right there.
Heck yeah.
Nice. First muskie through the ice, guys. That's awesome. There he goes. Got him unhooked.
You're a pretty boy.
He is. There we go, guys. First muskie through the ice. Happened pretty quick. We just put this tip up out about 10 minutes ago.
Got to cover territory.
There we go. Put her back in.
Push him. He's going to get on the ice. Push him.
Nice.
Hey, good catch.
That was awesome.
So right up on.
So we just made a move. We had 20 holes that we drilled earlier with the power auger, and we decided to move up here a little bit shallower. And 10 minutes, guys, we got her done. So we're gonna go and reset this location. We caught one muskie here, and hopefully we can make it 2.
Gillespie just sent it.
That was my first muskie through the ice. I want to thank Greg Reese for taking me out there and showing me the ropes of tip-up fishing. Now in this next clip, it was towards the end of the evening, 4 or 5 days later. We went out to the same location and I caught my PB bass. So let's go ahead and take a look now. Mine. Yeah, here, you just take the light and then I'll pull it up. I got the GoPro on. It is not spinning, but it's up.
Could be dinner.
Could be dinner. Oh yeah, there's something on there.
I'm guessing a catfish. Okay. River got a flag up late and it's gonna have a whole shitload of line out too. Got it? Yep. Nice. There's pad stems. Hang on. Are you still free?
No, I got some pad stems on there. That feels like. Yep, got it.
Okay.
Coming.
Still coming?
Yep. Underneath of us. Yeah, it's definitely a cat.
Yeah, we're all muddied up now.
That's all right. Holy sh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That's huge. Yeah.
Solid, man. That's a nice
Oh,
bass.
that is awesome.
What is that? That's 6 pounds.
Yeah.
That is 6
Oh
pounds.
my goodness.
See, their lips always look like that. Their lips are always red in the wintertime. I don't know why, but they're always red in the wintertime.
Wow.
It's perfect weather. Perfect weather for this. So we got some time, but let's get him unhooked.
Yeah, we're gonna get him unhooked
Here,
real
I got
quick.
the pliers. Hold that.
We're gonna get this guy unhooked, but that's my new PB on the tip up. Pinch the tail.
22-inch bass.
Yeah, nice. Solid. Let's put her back in the hole.
There we go. That's the slab right there.
That's a fish.
Nice.
Oh yeah, she's good.
Oh yeah, it's 30.
That was awesome.
35 degrees right now and everything's wet and everything.
As you guys could tell, I was very excited about that bass. I had no idea we were gonna catch that. We actually thought it was a catfish because it was after dark at the time. So now the ice fishing season is over. We're gonna be doing a lot of fishing this summer. Greg and I have been talking, and hopefully we can put together a nice musky video to show you guys here in Central Illinois. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button as always, and I'll see you guys on the next one.